guys, it's your girl, Miss T. We're here at NBA 2K Community Day, and you guys are watching NBA 2K TV.
Welcome to an all-new episode of NBA 2K TV.
It's been a very fun and, dare I say, sleepless week since we launched. I'm really enjoying the community out there in the city and watching everybody come together to hoop.
It's nice that you took a shower for us. And to celebrate the launch of NBA 2K25, a few community members gathered for a preview of the game and a party at the pinnacle of basketball history, the Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts. And our team member, Brian, was there, so take a look.
First try.
It's a beautiful day. We're in the Hall of Fame, standing in the Hall of Fame. A lot of backcatch splash going on as well.
We got Hollywood back at Community Day. How's it going, man?
Good, man. I'm not gonna lie. Played some basketball, played some of the game. We're at the Hall of Fame. Like this is probably one of the coolest experiences I've had at Community Day.
And then what about the builder? I know you're always workshopping new builds. You said you were cooking up 15 builds.
Yeah.
Which one stood out to you the most? What do you think you're gonna start with?
I'm definitely starting with like a 6'9", shooting center build, and then I'm gonna have like my big boy Shaq, 7'1", just 280 pound drop stepping beast.
Nice.
It's just how realistic this game looks. I was just in awe, especially when I saw the WNBA. I was very impressed. And just the gameplay, it feels so real.
This year, I like that when you shoot a green, that it automatically pops up now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
In making the builds, is there one that stands out to you? I'm gonna start with this.
Yeah. A 6'3" point guard. You can dunk, ball handle, you got defense. It's like an all-around guard, nice guard build.
Okay, I'm gonna be on the lookout for that, because I'm thinking about doing something similar.
Yeah.
Of course, I had to hop into the builder. So I was in the builder for a minute, just testing out, seeing the new badges. There's so many different new badges and different attributes and levels and things like that.
You checked out the MyTEAM Triple Threat Park. What did you think about that? Rivet City's back?
It's crazy. It's crazy, man. I think that's gonna be really popular this year.
Okay.
What I've seen from 2K25 is just there's a level of fluidity that wasn't there in 24. Left stick dribbling, in my opinion, this year is gonna come back in a big way. Yeah. But more importantly, the way you can tie combos together, from canceling a lot of those step back jumpers, comboing into different dribble moves, the go-to shots, one of my favorite new mechanics. People will be really good when they put the time in my opinion.
You came all the way from the Philippines to Springfield, Massachusetts, here at the Basketball Hall of Fame. What's been your impression of this?
It was overwhelming. Coming from the Philippines, this isn't something that I thought that was possible, so seeing a lot of basketball history, as a huge basketball fan, has been great. Just tying the whole experience together. It's a great game, and it goes as deep as they want it to, so I'm looking forward to just helping a lot of people out and then showcasing what the game can do.
The MyTEAM, the 3v3 MyTEAM, at the park, I mean, that's kind of awesome.
I've really enjoyed playing now this time around. I'm playing with a bunch of different teams, using Bronny, using LeBron, and that's been really fun. Nice. But one of the biggest things for me is going straight into the WNBA play now.
Yeah.
It's been pretty neat.
I think people are gonna be blown away by this game. That's number one. I mean, when you get your hands on it, it feels smooth. I went to the builder. I'm not finished yet, but I promise you, I'm coming out with the most dominant big man there is. You know what I mean? What I plan on doing is barbecue chicken alert every time I come down.
I think they should put some of these 2K creators in the Hall of Fame as long as some of these guys have been doing it.
Yeah. All right, it's time for some 2K TV Interactive. We got Jairus here, who's gonna try to answer this one. We're at the Basketball Hall of Fame, so I'm gonna ask him, what year did Dr. James Naismith invent the beautiful game of basketball? 1761, 1841, 1891, or 1931?
I think we're gonna go with what was it, 1891?
Correct. You just got 200 BC. If you answer this at home, you also got 200 BC. Thanks, good answer.
BC Rich.
Last week, gameplay director Mike Wang talked to us about the biggest changes to NBA 2K25.
There's so much to cover, and he's back with more, and we're jumping right back in.
I'm still learning.
What does rhythm shooting add to scoring this year?
Probably one of my favorites for the year. So what it allows you to do is basically mimic a player's shot. Like last year, you could just release the stick to do regular pro stick shooting. But with rhythm shooting, what you can do, hold down the pro stick, and then as he gets to the set point, you want to push the stick forward to match the rhythm of a shot. Like Jokic has a pretty deliberate shot, even Tatum, more of a smooth motion, right? So those you're going to pull down and kind of smoothly move it up to match their shooting motion. And then there's players who got really quick shots, like Kobe White. He's got a kind of a flick catapult shot, and for him, you're gonna like go down and flick it more up. It's a completely optional thing to do, but if you do use rhythm shooting and you kind of master your players' timing, you know, their tempo and their release, then you'll have a huge advantage over players who don't use it.
I was so set on not removing my meter in years past, but last year I finally was dedicated to shooting without a meter, and I saw that boost and I really loved it. So do you think it will be advantageous for people to get this new system down?
It absolutely will be. So what we're seeing in-house internally is everyone who's, you know, taken the time to learn it and practice with it, they've all kind of jumped their ceiling up a level. It's challenging if you're playing in, you know, a team control mode, like Play Now or quick games where you need to learn like 5, 7, 8 guys shots.
Sure. Yeah.
But again, it's rewarding there too, right? So if you're a MyTEAM player or you're someone who wants to play Now online, and if you get really good at learning all of your players, you take that time, then you should be rewarded, right?
So there's a lot of new offense, which I'm personally looking forward to. But let's talk about defense, because I have committed myself to the defensive end too. So what are some of the new defensive tools that defenders have at their disposal in NBA 2K25?
That's awesome to hear, first of all, that you're playing some defense now. But yeah, defensive upgrades are so important, and it's critical to balancing the game. One of the new features that we've brought onto the game this year is called the defensive cutoff move. So if you're holding the intense defense trigger, you can use the right stick to do cutoffs. And basically it's just like sliding explosively to the side. And the idea here was to kind of match the dribbler. So the dribbler for years has had these escape moves, right? That you can really explosively go sideways or, you know, step back and create space. So this kind of closes the gap for the defenders who can anticipate well and kind of match the ball handler. They can cut him off, and then you're going to see obvious defensive wins, like the dribbler is going to lose the ball or fumble it. And yeah, so you got to play on both ends of the court.
I know a big one that fans have been curious about is how the shot contest system works in 2K25. So talk about some of the improvements to that system.
Yeah, so without going into like crazy detail, we worked a lot of stuff here because I think what the main complaint is that sometimes you would see something on screen and you'd see a number in the coverage, you know, the coverage data that came out that wasn't necessarily one-to-one with what you expected. So we just went back to the drawing board, and one of the main changes we did here was to make sure that whether you are there at the start of the shot or there at the release of the shot, it would matter. So to make a long story short, what happened to a lot of people is they would be not there when you're starting the shot, and then do a late closeout, and then they might get, you know, rewarded way too much or way too little, and there's all these things that would compete for like what is the actual score. So we took away the coverage numbers, so it's basically just like, are you lightly pressured, or is it more like the NBA classifies it as are you tight or very tight? And so that's not how basically you gauge how good you are in position and how well you can test the shot when it actually goes up.
Mike, one of my favorite things about last year's game was that you guys really expanded the mid-range game, which gave the inside game its love. Now you have the mid-range to operate in, break zones, for example, out there in 5v5 gameplay, and also, you know, the three-point shooting. Sure. How have you guys continued to expand on really opening up the offensive floor for everybody out there?
Yeah, I think so. This has been a huge point of emphasis for us from the design side from day one. Really, it was all about like, let's give every build its love. You know, like we want you to be able to pick any build you want, whether it's a glass cleaner, lockdown defender, spot up shooter, three-point hunter. Everyone should have an arsenal. And so it was a conscious effort for us to make sure that, like, you know, all the layups, floaters, everything was useful. Everything had a risk reward to it. Like I said, mid-range game, one of my favorites.
Me too. We're old school though.
Yeah,
we're not about this 3-point shooting, coming down shooting 23s. You know?
I mean, I'm a Bulls fan, and we're still playing like the 90s teams, shooting from mid-range, no threes, so you can do that in 2K.
Well, thank you so much, Mike, once again for joining us on 2K TV.
Thanks so much for having me. It's great to be here again.
Back and better than ever, Streetball.
Play against a number of bosses at 3 different parks in the city. There's the Sideline, the Temple, and the Dunes. This year, you can start at any of the 3 parks. Once you defeat a boss, you can now have them as your teammate for the rest of your games at that park.
And new to NBA 2K25, you can play Streetball games with your friends. The co-op challenge features a 6-game series against some of the top bosses.
Streetball games are a fun and effective way to boost your MyPlayer's attributes and overall rating. You can earn VC and Season XP by completing weekly quests, plus additional VC for knocking out objectives and defeating the guest challenger.
You'll earn unique apparel items after defeating all the bosses at each park, so you can proudly show off your accomplishment as the king of Streetball.
During each game, you'll see and hear young Wang calling all the action. Go make him proud.
And after all, it is Streetball. Put on a show and shut it down.
We're here at the Basketball Hall of Fame, so let's talk about the Hall of Fame edition of NBA 2K25, the cover athlete being Vince Carter. Now, Jimmy, for 200 VC, what year did Vince Carter win the NBA Slam Dunk Contest? Was it 2000, 2002, 2004, or 2006?
My gut is telling me 2000.
2000 is right. You all just earned 200 VC.
Let's go.
Good work, Jimmy.
Oh, man. That was scary.
And now we are back with the principal producer for NBA 2K25's MyTEAM, John Smith. Welcome back to 2K TV.
Hey, thanks, Chris. Thanks, Alexis. Let's talk about MyTEAM.
All right, let's dive deeper into the MyTEAM mode because we have a lot of new experiences out there for the players.
We do. We got Breakout, brand new single player experience. This is one of my favorite things that we got in this year. It's a game board. You start at the center and you choose your games as you try to break out of Breakout City to earn rewards at the edge. Along the way, you'll be playing against era teams, random teams, all-time teams, everything in between. Triple threat, clutch time, full lineup games, everything about 5 minutes long. It is such a fun experience, and there's a lot of secrets there too that we're not talking about yet.
Let's talk about some secrets.
No,
what else
I don't
can
want
you
to talk
share?
about the secrets. I'm not sharing no secrets. So competitive has also got an update. The evolution of Unlimited is now Showdown. It's all about the wins. It's all about getting better and rising up the tiers and getting amazing weekly prizes.
But in Showdown, you can also have some losses as well, right?
Oh yeah, it's okay if you lose. There's checkpoints to prevent you from going down too far, and you'll never go down below a tier during a season. When a new season starts, some of the higher tiers, they will go back and you'll have to work your way up a little bit, but you gotta keep things interesting somehow, right? My favorite part about Showdown though, is that we're really highlighting the best of the best in MyTEAM. The leaderboard in Showdown only counts games that are against tier 1 versus tier 1 players. So if you show up on that leaderboard, you know that you're the best.
We know from the MyTEAM community that competition is really important to them.
It really is, and we're excited with all the changes that we did with Showdown and with King of the Court that the most competitive MyTEAM players will be rewarded the best and will truly be the best in MyTEAM.
So how does King of the Court work? How are we measuring the best players in the world?
Well, so you have to qualify first. You can either do it through Showdown or through Triple Threat Park. You can also rep up and level up your MyTEAM rep, and you'll just have automatic qualification every single week. But the way it works is every weekend, there's a set period of time, and everyone goes in there and competes. Wins get you game score, you rise up the leaderboard, and you get prized based on being in the top 50%, the top 10%, the top 1%, or of course, being the winner, #1 overall for that event. It's the best prizing available in all of MyTEAM, including 1 million VC for being the best of the weekend.
That's definitely super exciting, and I know that I've heard some other exciting news that the auction house is back.
Yes, the auction house is back in MyTEAM. It was the most requested feature from the community this year, and we're excited to see everyone make use of it, find that extra piece for an exchange, improve their lineup, earn more MTP by selling off cards that they don't need.
And I like some of the changes that you've made to it. The more MyTEAM rep you earn, the more you can do in the auction house. So expand on that a little bit.
With MyTEAM rep, some of the rewards that you can get is increasing how many cards you can put into your My Auctions menu. This lets you hold on to more cards, sell them when you feel it's the best time of the day to sell them, or if you're holding on for the exchange, it basically opens you up to be able to do more with the auction house outside of games and everything else to do in MyTEAM.
What else can you earn with MyTEAM rep?
A lot of things that we've had in previous games, the special basketballs, including the Fireball, the MT Coliseum. We talked about having automatic qualification into the King of the Court. Everything from customization, exclusives, and even diamond shoes. There's a lot in MyTEAM rep.
One of the biggest changes that I've noticed to shoes is you can now apply takeovers to them. Let's talk a little bit about the new takeover system when customizing shoes.
When you get a shoe card, it comes with the default takeover, just as every player does in MyTEAM. You get your hands on a takeover card, you apply it to the shoe, you apply the shoe to the player, and now that player has whatever that takeover is. So you can apply your favorite takeovers to your favorite NBA players in MyTEAM.
Yeah, that's big, and it's gonna be good for the competitive community because more customization options are always great in MyTEAM when you're building the best team of all time, right, John?
You gotta know what your players are gonna do, and you gotta know how they're gonna behave when they're getting hot too.
Another thing I really love about the cards beyond takeover is the perfect green release animations. I love this stuff.
For the first time in MyTEAM, you can now unlock and customize your perfect release animations. Your player indicators will have exclusive rewards for these as well. It's been a long time coming, and I'm really excited to have those be a part of MyTEAM now.
Okay, John, is there anything else you want to talk to us about in MyTEAM and NBA 2K25?
There's really something for everyone this year. Competitive, casual. We even ask you right when you start off in MyTEAM, what's your experience level? You can either go through tutorials, get some exclusive cards through that, or we can get out of your way and you can get started knowing exactly what you want to do in this year's MyTEAM.
Thanks, John, and we look forward to having you back throughout the season on NBA 2K TV.
Hey, thanks for having me. This was fun.
We'll see you out there in the MyTEAM courts. Next week, we have your first top plays of NBA 2K25. We've been watching these. We see you out there.
So share them and get a chance at some VC. Send your plays over X or Instagram using the hashtag 2KTVWow.
And join us next week as the chosen plays go head-to-head for your vote.
And until then, enjoy the game.